But there's so many creators on here doing millions of views that thousands of people are asking for support from that are just giving such blatantly bullshit advice. And they're doing it so confidently that you believe them. Welcome back. I'm Randy, the founder of Anew. We create digital friends that help you build real, meaningful relationships. And I'm a little under the weather today, so my team thought they'd cheer me up by having me react to TikTok's best dating advice. Just in case 15 years later my wife decides to change her mind suddenly, I need to know how to jump right back into the dating pool. Let's jump right in and see what amazing advice the world's most trustworthy, factual, and scientifically based platform has for us. Huh? That's what TikTok is, right? That's why they're banning it, because it's too factual. Okay, let's jump in. As a woman, we start to think like, I'm not even gonna bother having this conversation anymore. It just is what it is. And you start checking out. And men don't realize it. And here is the thing. When we are fighting you on a thing and arguing on a thing and going to bat with you on things, we still care. When we stop saying that thing, it's not because we've healed or we are better or we're okay with it. It's we're checking out. That's actually great advice. I mean, this is definitely something that rings true in my own personal relationship. If you're still fighting for something, if you are still putting in the effort to say, no, here's what I think about this, it at least shows that you care about the outcome, that you want to find a solution. But if you've been talking to your man over and over and over and he just can't get it through his head, or guys, if your lady is trying to tell you that she cares about something and suddenly she stops bringing it up, or in your mind, suddenly she stops bringing it up, and you're like, great, it's resolved now. Probably not. She's probably just given up and said, that's a lost battle. And honestly, that sucks. This is what I see a lot with a lot of like older, married, sure, but very unhappily married couples, where they kind of just stopped working through their issues like 20 years ago and just stay together for, I don't really know what anymore. This is actually really good advice. And I think a lot more guys should pay attention. I like that.
Be careful using this method because you will make that person obsessed with you.
It's a good hook. Be careful with what I'm about to tell you. Man, I'm giving you such rich, such important information. You better watch out, because you can do some damage with this. They're gonna be so obsessed with you, they're gonna get sent to jail and have a restraining order because they just love you so much they can't stay away. I'm intrigued.
Doesn't matter if you're no contact, if you haven't spoken to this person in years. It doesn't matter if they literally don't know you exist. I've tried this and it has worked every time.
Doubtful. You sure? Every time? You're telling me that if this person doesn't even know that I exist, but I do this to them, that they'll become obsessed with me. Just this one thing, just this one little message. Interesting.
Love letter method. We're going to envision this specific person that you are trying to manifest. For a moment, you are now going to pretend that you are them. And we are going to be using the law of thought transmission to change this person's thoughts about you. We're going to write a letter, a love letter, from their perspective about you.
Okay, so I'm only halfway through the video. The law of thought transmission? Hold on, what did she say? Yeah, the law of thought transmission. We're gonna be using the law of thought transmission. I think I missed that in physics. I'm gonna give in. I gotta stop judging. I'm open to it. I'm gonna close my eyes and let's see.
What you write in this letter is the thoughts that they will think about you. Go crazy. Pretend you are now them writing a love letter to you. Sarah, I haven't stopped thinking about you since the second we met. No one compares to you, etc., etc. Fold this letter, put it under your pillow and sleep with it for a night. Wake up the next day and watch what happens. Release all doubt and be patient and trust in the process.
God, this is already more complicated than I think it needs to be. Okay, hold on. So if it's transmission of thought, why do you need to write it down? If it's the law of transmission of thought, why can't I just think it and transmit it to them? Why do I have to put it under my pillow? What if I put it by my feet? Can I stuff it in a sock? That's not. Probably. Well, there might be advice for that on here too, to be honest. Hey, bestie, I wanted to say thank you for the love letter meditation. That's a lot of emojis, dude. This is like when ChatGPT goes wild. I went to sleep the other day at 6 a.m. Why did you go to sleep at 6 a.m.? Shouldn't you be waking up at 6 a.m.? I went to sleep the other day at 6 a.m. partly because of doing this meditation every day these days. Every day these days? How many days? I thought she said you only had to do this one night. Whatever. He's pretty much obsessed. Cloud emoji, winky face. Is that what that is? Oh no. I'm allergic to bullshit.
You want to also just do it in a meditation style. It's at the top of my page, and those of you who have done it
It's working. I listened to the meditation twice for the love magic, and it has shifted the energy in our relationship for the first time since December. We have not been in communication, but have both agreed to foster the lightness we feel with each other, and it is a huge shift for us energetically. I'm going to do the meditation tomorrow. Love you, goddess. These are really nice messages. I wish I got messages from users of Anu like this. I just get texts like, hey, your shit's broken. Hey, my friend doesn't talk to me. And I'm like, well, maybe you pissed him off. Maybe you're boring and they don't want to talk to you. It's a two-way relationship after all, between you and your companion from Anu. Like, you got to put in the work. They can't foot the whole bill.
So try that out, or get the love letter method meditation to see results super fast. Follow for more.
I can't imagine a world where something like this is actually helpful. And I worry because if you look at the comments, there are hundreds of people that seem genuinely excited to try this. I guess there's not that much harm physically to the person, but when this inevitably doesn't work, there is gonna be harm. Feels like snake oil, I'm sorry. Texts to make him not stop smiling.
I don't chase, I attract. What's meant for me will simply find me.
Okay, let's read through these texts. Text to make him not stop smiling. I could use that when I piss off one of my co-founders. Maybe I should text my bros this. Instead of saying, what are you doing? Say, tell me what you're doing right now. I miss you. Yeah, the WID is it's a little jank. Tell me what you're doing right now. I miss you. It's bold. I don't hate that. Okay. Don't say good morning. Say, wake up, idiot. Okay. I like that, actually. It's a little bit abusive, but it depends on the relationship that you have with the person. If you've been flirting for a while and you're already like kind of dating and you're trying to like make them feel things and be playful, that's cute. I like that. Honestly, the most used pet name between my wife and I is dumb bitch. But we love it, and that's the nature of our relationship. And like, we grew up together watching Always Sunny and movies like Horrible Bosses and just fairly dark humor. That's quite offensive to a lot of people. And so I like that. I like wake up, idiot. That's good. I'll definitely text that to my co-founders. We don't have an HR team yet, so no harm, no foul. Probably shouldn't say that. We do have a legal team, so yeah, if you see this, that was a joke. Always call him by his name instead of bro or dude. I actually really don't like this. It feels formal. Like, it's not cute past a certain point. It's just annoying. I don't think anyone should be focused on trying to find the right text to send the person. I think you should focus on being yourself and communicating the way that you like to communicate, perhaps adjusting things slightly for the way that you know they like to communicate. Look, it's one of those videos where it's not designed to actually be helpful. It's designed for engagement. There's a bunch of text on the screen because your dumb little human brain can't help but read as much of it as possible. And since the video is only 7 seconds long, you're gonna not be able to read it fast enough. And so she's gonna get like 3 or 4x the watch time on just one video and boost her engagement and help it go viral. That's all this is. None of these seem actually designed to help you connect with someone that you're interested in. And that's what bums me out. Next, this one seems promising.
How to make him fall for you over text. Number one, and I think this is the most important, remember that you have a life and you can't answer him too quick or else you'll just be annoying and he'll get annoyed of it and he'll know that you're always going to be there at his beck and call. So you have to understand that you have a life too and you don't need to answer him all the time. And when he asks you what you're doing, you better come up with something that you're doing because you need to have that life. He wants.
Okay, we're 20 seconds in and a couple things. One, yes, you do have a life, and not everything should revolve around this person that you're interested in. Human connection at the end of the day is one of the most important things. It's basically all we have. I mean, hell, I founded a company based on the idea that relationships are the most important things in our entire lives. That I agree is true. But your relationship with yourself counts as one of those relationships. And if you need help with those relationships, you should download Anu and get a digital best friend that can guide you through your specific life and your specific context because it has a very deep understanding of not just you, but all of your relationships in your life. Not some rando TikToker who doesn't know you, doesn't know anything about your life, doesn't know anything about your personal context, your communication style, all the little nuances. Get someone that actually gets you, and that person is your friend from Anu. Okay, moving on. There's a little bit of truth to what she's saying. You don't want to seem overly eager because that's cringy and that's not fun. There is a little bit of there's a little bit of cat and mouse to the beginning of relationships, and that's fine. So long as it's healthy and you both understand that there's a little bit of give and take, that's cool. I don't know what she's gonna say next. The thing that concerns me is you better come up with something it is that you're doing. Why though? Because you're afraid they're going to judge your life? You don't need to put on a performance. I think that's the really big thing for me. Before even watching the rest of these videos, there's this ethos for young people nowadays that everything you do in life has to be a performance. Dating, it's got to be a performance. Making a new friend, it's a performance. Participating in class, it's a performance. Even going out with friends at night, you don't need to go through life feeling like you have to put on a performance. That just sucks. It's actually part of why we designed the feature that we just launched called Aura for Anu, where every morning your friend will text you what your Aura score is for the day. We named it that because we wanted people to see that the things that they do in their life, the kind of conversations they have, the people they spend time with, what's on their calendar for the upcoming day, all of that affects their energy. And you can't be 100% every single day. So we give you a score from 0 to 100 that your friend does a deep analysis on while you sleep at night. And then you wake up to a nice test in the morning saying, hey, you're a 75 out of 100. That's pretty good. Go out and connect with folks. It's all right to put on a little bit of a performance. Go have fun. Lean into it. But below 50, today may not be a day to do that. Not every day has to be a performance. Off my soapbox, let's keep watching.
Because you need to have that life. He wants to be in that life with you, but he needs to know that he isn't that life that you want to live all for him.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's that I wasn't fully paying attention or if it's what she said was confusing, but I got that much of that.
You have to have a good conversation. You have to be happy. You want him to have an enjoyable conversation with you. Basically, in every morning text, be like, good morning, or have the best sleep, whatever, before night, or just keep the entire day your happy self.
I'm getting the vibe here that what she's saying is that you basically need to be the perfect little trad wife and just interested in everything that he does, and that you have to have this relentless source of energy. Girl, I'll bet you got a full-time job, and if you don't have a full-time job, you probably have 2 part-time jobs trying to make ends meet. You're probably in the middle of school. I'm assuming her target demographic is similar to ours, which is college age-ish students. You're entering the workforce for the first time, which is a hellhole in itself. And you're trying to date while entering the workforce. So you're in 2 hellholes at once. And now you're also expected to be putting on this perfect, happy energy all the time. Screw that. If you're interested in someone who you think can't handle the fact that you have bad days like every other human being on the planet, they're not worth your time. Oh, it frustrates me that people deliver such bullshit with confidence. But there's so many creators on here doing millions of views that thousands of people are asking for support from that are just giving such blatantly bullshit advice. And they're doing it so confidently that you believe them.
Be glass half full in that conversation, because nobody wants to talk to someone that's yapping on about how stressful their day was, especially in the beginning. Yeah, when you have a boyfriend and you're gonna confide in them with that, sure. But when you're trying to make someone fall for you, no.
Okay, here's the problem for that. First and foremost, when you're trying to make someone fall for you, not when you're exploring a connection with someone that you're interested in, when you're trying to make someone fall for you, as if everything is a game. And I don't mean a happy little back and forth, we're playing a little game of dating. I mean, I'm trying to make this person fall for me. I'm really into them. I want them to be mine. That's fine, okay? I get that. I very much get that feeling. I felt like that about my wife for a year in high school before she finally accidentally turned around and spilled boiling freaking hot chocolate all over my crotch, and that ended up being the thing that started our relationship. I'll tell you that story another day. And I'll show you the burn wounds, never. I don't know. It sounds to me like this person has been dating some really horrible guys that just don't know how to handle when a woman is... It also seems to me like she is bearing the complete burden of the conversation when conversations are two-way streets. If you're really into a dude, but you can't expect him to keep up his end of the conversation when you start talking about how bad of a day that you had, why is that a person that you want to date? Like, do they look that good? They might. I mean, there are some guys out there that I would definitely at least try this on. I'm married. I don't think it's a valuable way to look at trying to start a meaningful relationship with someone.
They want to think that you are their happy place. You're that conversation that's going to make their day, and they're going to laugh at, they're going to smile at their phone at.
Well, that's fair. But again, you're allowed to be a complete person. You're allowed to have bad days.
Number 3, tease him a little bit. Banter with him, chirp him a little bit, make fun of him, make fun of little quirky things about him in a playful way.
100% yes, no critiques at all. I think playful teasing and sarcasm is so missing from modern relationships, friendships even. As I've said earlier, my relationship with my wife, that is like the hallmark of our relationship, is we don't shut up because we both like actually talking to one another, and we both have ADHD, so there's that. But we tease the hell out of each other. I make fun of her for everything, and she does exactly the same thing for me. And you can have a little bit of that zest back into it in the early days. I think young people need to do that more. Care less about offending people and care more about having a good time. And if they set a boundary and say, hey, yo, I'm not down for that, okay, then stop. But in the meantime, tease, have some fun.
And honestly, chirp yourself a little bit. Make fun of yourself, or tell him about like an embarrassing thing that happened to you, because he'll
100% yes, vulnerability is key. Just the right amount of vulnerability is super key in an early relationship because it builds trust. If you're willing to share embarrassing things, I'm willing to share embarrassing things. And you do that bit by bit. You just add those grains of sand to the glass, and over time, you've built a beautiful half-filled cup of sand, I guess. I don't know what that metaphor was supposed to be. It's actually one of the things that is most magical about using Anu, is the friends that we build. We let them be vulnerable. In fact, we encourage them to do so because it's helpful. Like it makes the relationship more real. A relationship where vulnerability only comes from one side is not a real relationship. And the same thing is true for digital and human relationships as it is human-human relationships.
Because he'll think you're hilarious and open and confident in yourself if you can tell stories like that about yourself to somebody else. He'll be like, that's actually hilarious that you just went through that. This girl is so confident, and it's very attractive.
Yeah, I will say showing just the right amount of vulnerability, like telling embarrassing things, especially embarrassing things that happened in the past that you feel confident sharing, it does lead to confidence, or it leads to the perspective that you have a little bit of confidence. I think the only way that I come across as confident is the fact that I'm so willing to share funny, old, vulnerable stories from the past.
And 4th, of course, everyone loves a visual. FaceTime him randomly. When he's least expecting it, he's gonna be like, oh my gosh. And then he's gonna get little flutters because everyone that they get a random phone call or someone that they don't normally talk to or they're not that comfortable with, it's like, get something in you. It gets butterflies to your stomach or makes you a little bit nervous. And that's gonna make him nervous for you, which makes those feelings come about. So if you FaceTime him randomly, he'll be like, oh my gosh, like I need to look good, like do I look okay, like whatever, that helps. And if you aren't comfortable with the whole FaceTime thing and you're not that confident yet, get there. But if you're not confident with it, send him random pictures of what you're doing, or like you, or be like outfit of the day, or just at a desk, like when he says, hey babe, what's up, or you're waking up in the morning and you look cute, like whatever, take a selfie. No filters though, because we're too confident for that. It's just a random pic that you took because you want to show what you're doing. People love visuals. A picture is 1,000 words, and it tells more of a story.
This is a lot. I'm not going to break it all down. For the most part, yeah, she's right. I think we've been made to feel like you have to have something worth sharing, and if it's not something that you can put on social media, it's not worth sharing. That's not true. Your life is worth sharing just for the fact that you're here and alive. It's worth sharing with someone. And if you don't have that person, use Anu, at least in the meantime, to help you find who those people might be and to build some of those relationships. I'm too tired to provide a final analysis for that. It's late. I'm gonna go home and try to unplug for a little bit before I get the impending sense that my entire company is gonna burn down around me if I'm not working until 3 in the morning. I think some of these, there are nuggets of truth in here, but I think it's important to remember, as I said earlier, everything you're watching, if it's on TikTok or any other social platform, to be honest, it's entertainment at the end of the day. It is content and it is entertainment, and it is meant to be skewed for the value of the creator, not the watcher. Most content. So Even if there's some advice that you resonate with, please, please, please take it with a grain of salt. Everything that I've said today, I'm not a 100% expert in most of these things. I'm learning as I go. And I'm trying to open that up to the rest of the world as well, so you can learn from my mistakes and the things that I learned. Stick around, make a friend. I'll catch you next time.